Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 5th of July 2023. Now the price of Bitcoin, guys, did actually cross the $31,000 mark. At one point of time it was on the verge of crossing the $31,500 mark, but unfortunately the prices have fallen down. And in today's episode we very briefly touch base on why that thing has happened. Because what happened is that BlackRock, they've also decided to refile the spot Bitcoin ETF, and because of this news, guys, the price of Bitcoin pumped, but looks like it has gradually gone down. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about that. But if you look at the overall global cryptocurrency market, it has marginally gone down. So we'll definitely go ahead and look at that. Now there is some massive drama going on, guys. And this is between Cameron Winklevoss and Barry Silbert. And this drama, guys, did actually take place exactly 229 days ago. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about it. And because of this news, guys, there are three giants that are going to be involved. That is Gemini Exchange, Digital Currency, and Genesis Exchange as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what this drama is all about. And guys, we have some news from China, and this, to be honest, is a brilliant use case. But unfortunately, they're using central bank digital currencies for bus rides. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about it. And guys, we'll also go ahead and give some update regarding the Bitcoin Spot ETF. Now guys, if you look at the Fear and Greed Index, it is at 61. That definitely means that it is green. So we'll very briefly touch base on that as well. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, we're going to be discussing two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is regarding Islamic Coin. And the news is that they have secured an additional $200 million from ABO Digital. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about this. Now very specifically, remember, guys, that I did cover news regarding Islamic Coin, and this might have been towards the end of 2021 or probably in the first quarter of 2022. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on that. And the second news, guys, is once again all the way from Saudi Arabia, and it has to do with artificial intelligence. And the news is that Saudi Arabia ranks first globally in Government Strategy Index for artificial intelligence. And look, guys, there's going to be a massive race regarding artificial intelligence. Who will turn out to be the leader? Will it be Saudi Arabia, or will it be the United Arab Emirates? So definitely interesting topic. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. So let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee Date has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee Date. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee Date, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee Date, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee Date aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Shalu Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT metaverse and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Charlotte Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now, what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now, instead of E, they've replaced it with Web3, and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Charlotte Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now, if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Charlotte Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse, and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since we've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, the global cryptocurrency market has marginally gone down, and it is down by 1.55% since the last 24 hours. It is currently at $1.20 trillion. And yesterday, guys, it was at $1.22 trillion. And what happened is that, guys, because of the news regarding BlackRock refiling the Bitcoin Spot ETF, the price of Bitcoin definitely pumped up, but it has gradually gone down, and the total cryptocurrency market volume over the last 24 hours is only at $32.54 billion, and since the last 24 hours, guys, it is down by 14.53%. The volume on DeFi is not looking good at all. It is currently at $2.71 billion, and guys, DeFi is accounting for only 8.33% of the total cryptocurrency market volume. But if you look at the 24-hour volume, guys, that is definitely looking good. But that thing being said, guys, the total value locked is well below the $50 billion mark. It is only at $45.38 billion. And so far as the total value locked is concerned, Lido is still dominating with $14.83 billion. Now guys, let's very quickly run through the 24-hour volume of DeFi protocols. The number one, guys, is Uniswap, and its volume has crossed the $1 billion mark, and it is currently at $1.09 billion. PancakeSwap is number second, and it is at $252.59 million, followed by Core Finance at $173.17 million. Now mind you guys, last week I did actually ask you guys what is the user experience when you're using DeFi protocols, and a lot of you listeners did actually mention via email that the user experience in DeFi is not something that an average person can use. Rather, it is meant for someone who's a nerd or a tech geek. So this is so critical, guys, when you talk about user experience, particularly in DeFi. It has to be so simple that an average person needs to use it. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure. Now the number 4 protocol, guys, so far as the volume of DeFi is concerned, is Dodo, and its volume is $167.63 million, followed by Balancer at $155.98 million. Once again, guys, the volume of stablecoins is ridiculously low, less than $30 billion in fact, at $29.54 billion. And not only is it low, it is also accounting for a staggering 90.90% of the total cryptocurrency market volume. This, to be honest, guys, is definitely not ideal, and I've said this thing so many times in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast. If the stablecoin volumes are low, and if it is accounting for a high percentage, central banks all over the world will definitely like this number, because they would go ahead and pitch the idea of using central bank digital currencies. Because look guys, why would you want to use stablecoins when you already have central bank digital currency? As a matter of fact, in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and talk about a brilliant use case in China. Now mind you guys, I'm not a massive advocate of CBDCs, but the use case is definitely ideal. Now out of this $29.54 billion of all stablecoin volumes, Tether USDT is accounting for $22.05 billion, followed by Circle USDC at $3.14 billion, and Binance BUSD, guys, is doing absolutely horrendous, and the 24-hour volume is only $2.20 billion. Now let's look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. And yesterday, guys, I did actually notice that the market cap of Bitcoin did actually cross the $600 billion mark, and to be honest, that might be the very first time it actually did that in 2023. But unfortunately, guys, the market cap of Bitcoin has gone down below the $600 billion mark, and as of today, it is at $596 billion. Ethereum's market cap surprisingly hasn't moved at all. It is at $232 billion. The 24-hour trading volume between Bitcoin and Ethereum is relatively the same. Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $13.7 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $6.03 billion. The dominance, guys, surprisingly hasn't moved at all. Bitcoin's dominance is 49.60%, whereas Ethereum is at 19.40%. And guys, if you look at it, just Bitcoin and Ethereum, they roughly equate to approximately 70% of the total cryptocurrency market volume. And I'm just looking at CoinMarketCap right now, guys. Right now, there are well over 26,000 different types of cryptocurrencies, and out of that, Bitcoin and Ethereum accounts for roughly around 70% of all global cryptocurrency market. So definitely good, I guess. Now guys, let's discuss the number of unique active wallets interacting with decentralized app smart contract. And guys, listen, today I'm going to be looking at two completely different blockchain protocols, and to be honest guys, the numbers are absolutely ridiculous and scary, and these numbers, guys, are the reason as to why I strongly feel that cryptocurrency and blockchain protocols may take at least a couple of decades to go out and go mainstream. Now listen to this, guys. The first protocol I'm going to be talking about is VeChain, and if you look at the number one active wallet interacting with decentralized app smart contract, it is called as VexChange. But listen to this, the number of people is only 85. The second one is VC. The number of people interacting with decentralized app smart contract is only 63, and the number third is World of V, and it is only 60. Listen to this, guys. These numbers are ridiculously scary. I'm pretty much sure this might be the lowest volumes that you might be seeing. Now mind you guys, VeChain is supposed to be one of the top blockchain protocols. Looks like people are just not using it, and I've said this time over and over and over again, guys. When you talk about new systems, be it cryptocurrency, be it blockchain, or even metaverse, the new user experience has to be 10 times better in order for people to switch. If the new user experience is not 10 times better, people are definitely not going to use it. And one thing which I did mention earlier regarding DeFi, guys, the user experience is something not an average person who does not want to know the technical details about cryptocurrency and blockchain would get easily adapted to. And that's one of the reasons, guys, the volume for decentralized apps are absolutely horrendous. Now, the second protocol let's look at is Harmony. Now, the first protocol, guys, in Harmony blockchain is Owl DAO. And if you look at the number of users, they're definitely well over 8,830. But if you were to look at it in dollar terms value, it is absolutely ridiculously scary. It's so scary that I don't want to even say it. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to dappradar.com and then you can select any protocol and select Harmony, guys. And to be honest, guys, some of the protocol have dollar value of 0. The second protocol for Harmony is Porktowns, and the number of users is 2,750. The third one is Tranquil Finance, and the number of users, guys, is only 228. And these, to be honest, guys, are absolutely scary and ridiculous number. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, in order for cryptocurrency and blockchain protocol to go mainstream, this number definitely has to be maybe 50 or maybe 100 times more than what it currently is. And mind you, guys, these blockchain protocols called as VeChain and Harmony, these are quite well-known protocol, and VeChain, guys, is also an official sponsor for UFC as well. So definitely big project, but horrendous use case. Now in today's episode, guys, I'm going to give out some basic level information on one of the top protocols called as Cardano. So we'll very briefly look at what is Cardano, who are the founders of Cardano, and what is it that makes Cardano unique. Now listen, guys, I used to be a massive fan of Cardano or ADA, but unfortunately, guys, the project is not getting some traction. I really am hoping that Cardano or ADA is definitely the top 5 protocols, possibly in the next 3 to 5 years. So let me very briefly run through what is Cardano. The Cardano, guys, is a proof-of-stake blockchain platform that says its goal is to allow chain makers, innovators, and visionaries to bring about positive global change. And guys, if you want to find out more information regarding Cardano, the website is cardano.org. And Cardano, guys, is an open source project, and they aim to redistribute power from unaccountable structures to the margins to individuals, helping to create a society that is more secure, transparent, and fair. And Cardano, guys, as you know, was founded back in 2017, and it is actually named after the 16th century Italian polymath Girolamo Cardano. And a lot of the projects and protocols, guys, they often give it like a tribute to some of the mathematicians in Cardano protocol. And even the native token called as ADA has taken its name from the 19th century mathematician Ada Lovelace, who was widely regarded as one of the world's first computer programmer. And the ADA token, guys, is designed to ensure that owners can participate in the operation of the network. And because of this, guys, those people who hold cryptocurrencies also have the right to vote on any proposed changes to the software. Now listen to this, guys. The team behind the layered blockchain says that there have already been some compelling use case for its technology, which aims to allow decentralized apps and smart contracts to be developed with modularity. And guys, listen, the founder of Cardano is no surprise. It is Charles Hoskinson, who was also the co-founder of Ethereum Network. He was also the CEO of IOHK, that is Input Output Hong Kong, the company that actually built Cardano blockchain. And guys, in one of the interviews of CoinMarketCap's Crypto Titan series, Charles Hoskinson did actually say that he got involved in cryptocurrencies back in 2011 and dabbed in mining and trading as well. He also said that his first professional involvement in the industry came in 2013 when he created a course about Bitcoin that ended up being taken by 80,000 students. Now listen, guys, Charles Hoskinson is definitely one of the most brilliant speakers as well, and he often goes live on YouTube and he constantly provides updates as well. And he was also a pivotal member during the Ethereum DAO attack, and he did actually stick to the roots of Ethereum blockchain protocol, and he was definitely not in favor of refunding the funds that happened because of the DAO attack. And that is, guys, a completely different topic, but if you're interested in knowing more about it, definitely look it up. Really cool and interesting topic. Now, Cardano, guys, was founded by Charles Hoskinson. Now, guys, in August of 2021, Charles Hoskinson also announced the launch of Alonzo hard fork, causing Cardano price to surge, gaining roughly around 116% in the following month. And guys, on the 12th of September 2021, the Alonzo hard fork was officially launched, bringing smart contract functionality to blockchain. And listen to this, guys, over 100 smart contracts were deployed in the following 24 hours after the launch. And guys, Cardano is used by agricultural companies to track fresh produce from field to fork, while other products built on the platform allow educational credentials also to be stored in a tamper-proof way and retailers to clamp down on counterfeit goods. Now let me very briefly run through, guys, at what is it that makes Cardano unique, because Cardano is one of the biggest blockchain to successfully use a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, which is less energy intensive than, let's say, proof-of-work algorithm which is used by Bitcoin. And guys, the project has taken a lot of pride in ensuring that all of the technology developed goes through a process of peer-reviewed research, meaning that bold ideas can be challenged before they are validated. And according to the Cardano team, guys, this academic rigor helps the blockchain to be durable and stable, increasing the chance that potential pitfalls can be anticipated in advance. Now, this is one of the biggest selling points, guys, to be honest, of Cardano ADA. Unfortunately, guys, when you talk about Cardano blockchain protocol, there is a lot of talk and very little action. Now, if you were to ask my personal opinion, I definitely do like Cardano ADA, but unfortunately, guys, the traction is just not there. Now, that thing being said, guys, the price of Cardano is at 29 cents, and if you look at it via coin market cap, it is currently at number 7. And if you were to ask my honest opinion, guys, in the next, say, let's say 5 to 10 years, I do feel Cardano or ADA will definitely be in the top 5. But that is something that I'm definitely hoping for. Now, guys, let's discuss the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. Now, the price of Bitcoin currently is at $30,704, and since the last 24 hours, guys, it is down by 1.80%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.10%. Ethereum is on the verge of touching the $2,000 mark. Maybe it might happen in the next few days. It is currently at $1,934, and since the last 24 hours, guys, it is down by 1.73%. But since the last 7 days, it is up by 2.60%. Binance Coin BNB is at $241. Since the last 24 hours, guys, it is down by 2.66%. Since the last 7 days, it is up by 1.08%. Now listen, guys, since the last few weeks, because of BlackRock getting into the ETF game, there is a lot of momentum, particularly among the global cryptocurrency market. And if you look at the Fear and Greed Index, it is currently at 61, which essentially means that it is still greed. Now, will this change as and when we hear developments surrounding Bitcoin Spot ETF? I definitely do think so. Now, let me briefly run through how the Fear and Greed Index is calculated. So essentially, guys, when the value is close to 0, it essentially means that the market is in extreme fear and investors have oversold irrationally. And there have been times where the number has gone down to 6 as well. But when the value is closer to 100, it just means that the market is extreme greed, indicating a likely market condition. And guys, CoinMarketCap does actually give this data out, and CoinMarketCap, guys, uses the price and trading data of the most popular crypto coins together with their own unique user behavior data to present a more accurate crypto market sentiment. Now, this does not mean that we're heading towards a bullish market. At one instance, guys, the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency could collapse, and right now there's this massive drama going on between Gemini and Digital Currency Group. So let me briefly go ahead and explain what the drama is, because Cameron Winklevoss did actually mention via Twitter. As a matter of fact, he did publish an open letter to Barry Silbert, and looks like, guys, he was really upset because what he said, it's 229 days since the initial letter, and the founder and the CEO of crypto exchange Gemini, that is Cameron Winklevoss, is once again threatening to sue Digital Currency Group and the CEO Barry Silbert. And the reason why he's doing that is because, guys, there is delays in resolving the issue of funds owed to Gemini by bankrupt lender Genesis. And guys, listen, Cameron Winklevoss is slamming the CEO for allegedly trying to play the victim card. And he also actually mentioned in the tweet, guys, that not even Sam Bankman-Fried was capable of such delusion. So definitely powerful stuff. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, read through that letter. It is only 3 pages long. So let me do one thing, guys. Let me go ahead and give you a brief outline of what that letter is, because after he published that letter, he also offered a final offer and settlement. Now, in this open letter dated on 3rd of July 2023, Cameron Winklevoss addresses Barry Silbert, that is the owner of Digital Currency Group or DCG, and Genesis, a company that is controlled by DCG. And Winklevoss, guys, represents 232,000 own users who have over $1.2 billion worth of assets trapped in Genesis, and he accuses Barry Silbert and DCG of engaging in fraudulent behavior and fostering a culture of lies and deceit. And Winklevoss, guys, highlighted that Silbert failed to address the multiple false and misleading statements made by DCG and Genesis to hide their insolvency and financial health. Instead, guys, Barry Silbert wrote a letter to shareholders that seemed self-absorbed and failed to apologize to creditors and earned users for holding their money hostage and causing them stress and pain. Now, according to Winklevoss' letter, guys, Barry Silbert's letter is a tactic to shirk responsibility and buy time to raise money and avoid paying creditors and earn users. Now there's this theory, guys, and if you actually look at Barry Silbert's history, he has had a strong experience in the bankruptcy field as well. So it looks like what Gary Winklevoss is saying does make a lot of sense as well. Now let me briefly run through 4 points that he actually mentioned in the letter, because what he did actually state is that Barry Silbert is accused of committing fraud, and DCG and Genesis lied about absorbing $1.2 billion in losses, engaging in fraudulent transactions and accounting fraud. Now the second point he mentions in the letter is regarding fighting the promissory note, and instead of taking responsibility or negotiating a fair deal, Barry Silbert plans to litigate the viability of the promissory note, buying more time. The third point, guys, has to do with raising capital to pay down the loan, and Barry Silbert, according to the letter, aims to raise money to pay off $630 million loan, which is a major obstacle for him, and failing to pay this loan will result in a default and bankruptcy for DCG Group. And finally, guys, he also mentioned that he's abusing the mediation process, and Barry Silbert used mediation to delay resolutions, gaining an indefinite forbearance on the $630 million owed to creditors, and this has harmed creditors and own users by denying them the money and removing the bargaining power. And look, guys, this is where the previous work history of Barry Silbert kicks in. If you're someone who's worked in the bankruptcy field, I'm pretty much sure you know the loopholes. The Winklevoss twin brother, guys, that is Cameron, did actually declare that the games are over and presents a best and final offer. And if Barry Silbert does not agree by 6th of July, that is tomorrow, Winklevoss intends to file a lawsuit against DCG and Barry Silbert personally, and he would demand immediate payment of the owed amount, advance a non-consensual plan, and pursue UCC litigation. Now in the follow-up tweet, guys, he has offered a best and final offer, and a total of $1.46 million worth is in that settlement. Now let me very briefly run through what that settlement is. Was $275 million will be due on Plan Support Agreement, also called as PSA, and they have actually given Debt Tranche 1 and Debt Tranche 2. Now Debt Tranche 1 is $355 million due in 2 years from PSA Effective Date, and Debt Tranche 2 is $835 million due in 5 years from the PSA Effective Date. And guys, so far as the sale proceed goes, DCG retains all proceeds from the sale of Genesis Global Trading, and creditors retain all proceeds from the sale of all other Genesis companies. And they also have some update regarding 3AC, and all parties reserve the rights with respect to 3 Arrow Capital or 3AC and all 3AC recoveries. There is also some update regarding Luno set-off, and Tranche 2 has been lowered by $25 million. And guys, regarding FTX Almeida, there's also some update, and what the follow-up tweet by Cameron Winklevoss says that DCG will absorb any payouts to FTX and Almeida bankruptcy estates that exceeds $300 million in the aggregate. And the final point is, guys, DCG will contribute $100 million to Genesis bankruptcy estate once it receives the AVAX and near tokens from 3AC bankruptcy estate. Now I'm hoping, guys, that you're someone who's not affected by it, but this news, guys, could have a possible drastic impact on the price of Bitcoin. Cause listen, guys, Barry Silbert also is a key person, or rather was a key person for Grayscale Investments. Now what would happen if the court does actually require Barry Silbert to go ahead and pay up these funds? What would happen, most likely not, is that Barry Silbert might start selling Bitcoin, and that, guys, could actually dump the price of Bitcoin. I'm really hoping that thing does not happen. Does this offer given by Cameron Winklevoss aim to resolve the situation and provide a fair outcome for all parties? What are your thoughts, guys? Mention them in the comments below. And once again, guys, this drama between them is something which a lot of average people will not be impacted. Relatively few people, but if you look at the amount, it is well over $1 billion, and to be honest, that is a massive amount. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding China. And guys, listen, China is definitely a massive advocate of central bank digital currency, and Cointelegraph has reported that Chinese city of Jinan is accepting CBDC payments for bus rides, and the city of Jinan is pushing for CBDC adoption by implementing digital yuan payments across its entire bus network. And guys, in its pilot phase, the city tested the introduction of CBD payments on 2 bus lines, and following the trial period, the city has announced that it has implemented a new payment method for its entire bus network. Now listen, guys, as much as I dislike CBDCs, I must admit that this is if not a brilliant use case, and a local media outlet, guys, called Shurang Jinan Daily recently reported that the city of Jinan has updated all its card readers and bus route software to allow passengers to pay using the country's central bank digital currency. And guys, listen, the city is also incentivizing the use of digital yuan by giving fair discounts to passengers who opt for CBDC payment method. that according to the announcement, guys, each person could get up to 2 discounted rides per day and a maximum of 6 discounted rides in a month if they choose to pay with digital yuan. And this, to be honest, guys, is a brilliant strategy. Think of an average person who is traveling or using regular transport. This is a definite motivation to go out and use CBDCs, and that, to be honest, is how you should work. Now, can we do that with cryptocurrencies? I definitely don't think so, because when you talk about cryptocurrency, guys, the entire thing needs to be decentralized and distributed. So who makes the decision on giving the discounts? It might take months, if not years, in order to go out and finalize it if the protocol is completely distributed or decentralized. Now, going back to the news regarding China's CBDC, the move is part of a broader push to promote the adoption of digital yuan in China. And guys, on the 23rd of April this year, the Chinese city of Jiangsu announced it would begin paying civil servants salaries with digital yuan as well. And the announcement noted that all levels of personal and public service, public institutions, and state-owned units would be paid in the country's CBDC from May. So definitely positive news. Now guys, let me very briefly run through some update regarding Bitcoin Spot ETF, because yesterday in my podcast, guys, I did talk about another company that did actually refile for Spot Bitcoin ETF, and the news that is circulating right now is that BlackRock has refiled for Spot Bitcoin ETF, and the resubmission was dated on the 29th of June, but looks like the news is just out, and even BlackRock has added Coinbase like absolutely everyone. Now, it's really important to note, guys, that the information that you see is by Nasdaq, and Nasdaq has updated the filing, but Nasdaq has updated on behalf of BlackRock, and the documents that you see circulating via Twitter right now is regarding BlackRock ETF that they have resubmitted once again, and there are a couple of tweets that are circulating right now. And mind you, guys, along with BlackRock, Fidelity Investments have also refiled the application. But once again, guys, very important to remember, and this is something which I did mention in my episode yesterday as well, a Spot Bitcoin ETF offers more direct exposure to Bitcoin and is likely to be of particular interest to institutional investors. Also, guys, the US Security and Exchange Commission has to formally acknowledge it is reviewing applications, and the SEC will kick off an initial 45-day review period when it publishes the filings in the Federal Register, the National Logbook, but can extend this to a total of 240 days. So what I'll be really curious to see and keep a track of the price of Bitcoin 45 days from the 29th of June, and the prices of Bitcoin, guys, will definitely be impacted by this news. Now, it could be possible that the SEC makes some decisions before that date as well. So just a thought. Now, guys, let's discuss two news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. Now, the first news, guys, is regarding Islamic Coin, and they have secured additional $200 million from ABO Digital. So let me very briefly run through what this project is. And I'm very much sure, guys, that I did cover Islamic Coin. I believe it was in the final quarter of 2021, or probably in the first to second quarter of 2022, because Islamic Coin, guys, is a Sharia-compliant crypto project, and they have secured additional $200 million from ABO Digital, and the funding sets a new record as one of the largest in the history of crypto space, and the funding for Islamic Coin has reached $400 million, surpassing Circle, BlockFi, and Solana as well. And Islamic Coin, guys, and the Hawk Network aim to serve the $1.9 billion Muslims worldwide, and the project has gained recognition from international luminaries, state and regional leadership. Now, just to point you out, guys, that it is catering only to Muslims worldwide, or rather focusing on 1.9 billion Muslims worldwide. Unfortunately, that does not follow the ethos of open blockchain, because if you look at Bitcoin, guys, it does not make any distinctions whether you're Muslim, whether you're Catholic, or an atheist as well. But nonetheless, going back to the news, Islamic Coin is presented at the United Nations COPC 27 and received the most promising ESG crypto award as well. And guys, a partnership with ABO Digital introduces Islamic Coin to ABO's investor network, and the collaboration aims to structure innovative Sharia-compliant financial products for the digital asset space. And ABO Digital, guys, provides access to a maximum of $200 million as needed, ensuring a stable runway for Islamic Coin. And ABO Digital CEO Amin Najdai expresses excitement about collaborating with Islamic Coin, and the alliance follows a memorandum of understanding signing with London-based DDCAP Group for Hawk Network integration, and Gaza partnership will develop solutions for Islamic finance, including a Sharia-compliant Web3 alternatives to SWIFT and a digital asset platform. Now, what happens, guys, if the transactions, let's say, do not follow the ethos of Sharia-compliant? Do they get rejected, or do they get banned? And if that is the case, unfortunately, guys, they do not follow the ethos of open blockchain. Now, Islamic Coin, guys, aims to bring ethics and traditions of Islamic finance into a game-changing financial platform, and the project receives support from MENA leadership and has prominent advisors from Abu Dhabi and Dubai ruling families, and the executive board includes experienced figures from traditional and Islamic finance, and Islamic Coin's executive board features Hussein Al-Misa, a co-founder and award-winning banker with extensive Islamic banking experience. Greg Gigliotti, the CEO of Exelis Advisors, is also part of the executive board with a strong background in fund management, and Islamic Coin guys will soon be listed on exchanges as well. Now, to be honest, guys, I really am not sure what to make of it, but nonetheless, if you look at the news, guys, ABO is a sector-agnostic alternative investment firm which is headquartered in the Bahamas, and ABO does actually provide innovative finance solutions for publicly listed SMEs. And ABO Digital, part of the Alpha Blue Ocean Group, offers alternative financing solutions for cryptocurrency projects, and ABO Digital brings institutional-grade expertise and flexible financing solutions to help blockchain developers. And Alpha Blue Ocean Group, also called as ABO Group, has executed over $2 billion in financing commitments for publicly listed companies since 2017, and ABO Digital leverages the experience of Alpha Blue Ocean to support blockchain protocols growth. So definitely powerful news, guys. But to be honest, guys, I'm not a fan of this particular project. The whole idea being, when you talk about open blockchain, guys, it cannot make any discrimination. It looks like if you were to use Islamic coin, there's a very high possibility that your transactions can be cancelled because you need to follow set guidelines and set rules. Now, guys, let's discuss second news, and this is to do with artificial intelligence, and this is where Saudi Arabia is ranking first globally in Government Strategy Index for Artificial Intelligence. So let me very briefly run through what that news is all about. Because Saudi Arabia, guys, is currently ranked first in Government Strategy Index for Artificial Intelligence globally, and Tortoise Intelligence, a global company with AI experts, compiled the global classification of artificial intelligence, and Germany, guys, secured second place, and China came in third in the Government Strategy Index. The Tortoise Intelligence measures over 60 countries worldwide in its artificial intelligence ranking, and the Global Index for Artificial Intelligence evaluates more than 100 criteria across 7 indicators, and Saudi Arabia achieved the first place in Government Strategy Index and 31st place overall in the classification. It's going to be really interesting to see who stood number 1 so far as the overall classification is concerned. Now, regarding Saudi Arabia, guys, the kingdom scored 100% in the index criteria, and Saudi Arabia has a dedicated and approved national strategy for artificial intelligence, and the presence of a government agency focusing on artificial intelligence contributes to Saudi Arabia's success, and the country has sufficient financing and budget allocated to artificial intelligence initiatives as well, and the Saudi Arabia sets and monitors national targets for AI, and the Saudi Authority for Data on Artificial Intelligence, also called as SADAIA, serves as the national reference for artificial intelligence. SADAIA is responsible for organizing, developing, and managing artificial intelligence-related matters. And to be honest, guys, lately, or rather since 2023, I've looked at so many news regarding artificial intelligence, particularly in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And as you guys know, Saudi Arabia recently is excelling in terms of artificial intelligence organizations, development, and in dealing as well, and the country's artificial intelligence strategy has contributed significantly to its top ranking, and the Government Strategy Index highlights Saudi Arabia's commitment to artificial intelligence advancements, and Germany and China, guys, secured notable position in the index, coming in second and third respectively. Now, the Government Strategy Index, guys, is one of the several indicators in the global artificial intelligence classifications, which is done by Tortoise Intelligence. So what do you guys think? Where does UAE fit into the artificial intelligence race? Now, lately what I've noticed is that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia is turning out to be a blue ocean for artificial intelligence, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and Web 3.0. And guys, have you into sports? So far as boxing is concerned, right now Saudi Arabia is also considered as the home for boxing, and pretty soon, guys, there are quite a lot of obstacle course race, such as Spartan Race and Tough Mudder, that tend to take place in Saudi Arabia as well. So that's all, guys, from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com. Also check out my other website, that is area2071.com. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Valerie who asks, do you think that there may be any other major collapse in the cryptocurrency world? Now, Valerie, to be honest, in the cryptocurrency world and blockchain world, things are absolutely crazy, and I wouldn't be surprised that we may not see one, but maybe few other collapse as well. Now, one thing which I'm dreading for, and I'm hoping it does not happen, is the collapse of Tether USDT, because to be honest, Valerie, the Tether USDT collapse might be too big to fail, and it'll take a couple of decades for the cryptocurrency world to recover. It also has the possibility to completely end the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency world as well. But right now, Valerie, to be honest, if you look at Binance, they are looking really shady, and we're really hoping that Binance does not go belly up, because what will happen is there's always a domino effect. Now, if Binance were to go down, other protocols and projects that are banking on Binance, they would go down as well. And to be honest, Binance is not looking good in 2023. And one thing which I've been noticing particularly is the market cap of Binance BUSD. It used to be $16 billion, and now it is on the verge of going below the $4 billion mark. So absolutely horrendous. And there are also talks about, some kind of bug in the Bitcoin blockchain as well, and that is because of ordinal inscriptions. Now, could it be possible that because of all the ordinal inscriptions, there's some kind of bug that actually takes place in the Bitcoin blockchain network as well? Now, mind you, the security of Bitcoin blockchain will still be extremely strong, but let's say if there's particular software, some unknown bug, which does go ahead and actually impact, let's say, ordinal inscriptions, that, to be honest, might give a very negative impact on Bitcoin blockchain. Other than that, another area which I'm really concerned about is the volume of DeFi, because to be honest, Valerie, the volume of DeFi is not looking good at all. I wouldn't be surprised if we do find out some notorious activity, probably in DeFi world as well. And if that thing happens, the whole notion of decentralized finance could definitely be in jeopardy as well. And another trend which I've been observing, Valerie, is news regarding Metaverse has completely collapsed. And what I tend to do is every Friday I'm trying to look at information regarding Metaverse, and unfortunately I'm not able to find any news regarding Metaverse. Now, mind you, the timeline for Metaverse is roughly 8 to 10 years from now, but nonetheless I'm unfortunately not seeing any news regarding Metaverse. But the moment Facebook had changed its name from Facebook to Meta, I used to see so many news regarding Metaverse, but the news regarding Metaverse has completely collapsed as well. So that is kind of part of your answer. So that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series in Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxb.com, and also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And of the series of episodes on the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.